It seems to appear the gods have conspired to destroy William Ruto politically. And I'm saying that because it beats logic that you arrest a young man, then the young man dies in the hands of the state. After which it's exposed that a close William Ruto's ally, DIG, was the person who gave the orders for that young man to be arrested. To make matters even worse, just recently, Ruto was in the Luo Nation where he was received warmly. An area that received him warmly, we are now seeing a young man from that area dying in the hands of the state. Some things are not just adding up, ladies and gentlemen. There have been so many ugly scenes today in Nairobi CBD, and the scenes reminded me of last year's Gen Z protests. We can't share some of them with you here because of YouTube guidelines. But let's briefly have a look at what happened again in some parts of Nairobi's CBD. Have a look at this. That footage reminds me of last year during Gen Z protests. So many parts of the city today had some running battles with the police, and some vehicles were also torched. Kenyans were singing, Lagat must go, Ruto must go. I want us to put all these things into perspective for Kenyans to understand exactly what that means politically. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Let's proceed. Let me start by saying this. Last year, the Gen Z protests started little by little. They gained momentum and eventually, Parliament was raided. These protests that began today, they might take the same route as last year's Gen Z protests. William Ruto and his team should move with speed in making sure they arrest that situation before it boils out of hand. And one sure way of arresting the situation is by William Ruto letting go of Eliud Langat, DIG of the police. Let him go. Let investigations be concluded. But Langat has to go. That will, in one way or the other, appease the hearts of some Kenyans. That's the first thing William Ruto should do. Today's protest also confirms a majority of Kenyans still don't trust Ruto. They are just waiting for a spark, for something small to ignite a serious revolution. That's what I've seen today. Something small, just anger Kenyans. One thing William Ruto should and must do, Kenyans are not yet mature politically. They still vote along ethnic lines. When Ruto and Odinga joined William Ruto, Ruto had a perfect opportunity of making things right. But looking on how William Ruto has been doing things, we've been seeing Raila Odinga and some ODM leaders complaining. And they are complaining because William Ruto wants to control everything. For example, in the Luo Nation, he's got some of his preferred people who he wants to use even in the Luo Nation. And that is replicated across the country, even in ODM strongholds. Ruto should not bite more than he can chew. Let him have a strong working relationship with Raila Odinga. And I'm stressing on Raila Odinga because Raila Odinga, truth be said, enjoys a national support across the country. And even today, as I speak, I still believe Nyanza Western, Coast Nairobi, Northeastern Masais, Kisses, those areas will still give Raila Odinga some good votes. Let Ruto allow Raila Odinga and his team to control those former strongholds or to control those strongholds. Ruto should not meddle. If he allows Raila Odinga and his team to control those areas, they will be doing their bidding on behalf of Ruto, not Ruto himself going to the people. Let Raila and the leaders in ODM who are more trusted by the people do the bidding for Ruto, not Ruto going directly to those areas. Going directly to those areas, he's just scaring away some supporters who could have voted for him, courtesy to ODM and ODM leaders. Look at the mountain and look at these other areas that have been voting against the mountain. These two areas, they cannot be in the same camp. You can't try to control them at the same time. That's something I also explained in my earlier video. As it is a given fact that the mountain might have left Ruto. So Ruto should not think that he can still have the mountain the way he had it in 2022. He should look for a replacement. And the replacement in this case is clearly ODM. So let Ruto first have that strong working relationship with ODM. After they've cemented that relationship very well, they can now make inroads to the mountain. That's also a blunder I'm seeing because Ruto thinks he can have the mountain at the same time, he can have ODM strongholds at the same time. What will happen is that he will not have loyal supporters. ODM strongholds will support him half-heartedly, and even the mountain might not support him wholeheartedly. So he has to play his cards very, very well. Kenya should not allow the greedy opposition leaders to hijack the situation for their political interests. Because I've seen Rigathi and his team speak, they want to try to hijack the situation. Rigathi was in government just recently. We saw what happened during opposition demonstrations. In fact, Rigathi was the face of impunity in Ruto's government. He cannot pretend to be a saint today. So Kenya should reject all these opposition leaders per se. Kenya should chart their own path. And this is why I still root for leaders such as Matiang'i. These ones who do not have ethnic baggage or load on them. All these other ones, if you look at them, look at Rigathi. You see that bitterness, the Kikuyuness in him. Same to Kalonzo, the Kamberness. Matiang'i is somebody who cuts across board. I'm not campaigning for Matiang'i, but Kenyans should go for such leaders. Leaders who don't have that ethnic baggage on them. If Kenyans can do that, then maybe they can get a solution to all the missiles of Kenya Kwanza government. If they still stick to these ethnic corrupt opposition leaders, thinking that those ones will replace Ruto, it will be very, very unfortunate. Ruto has to do something very, very fast. Let him not squander the opportunity. If Kenyans will reject him together with Ruto and Odinga, then nothing else will save Ruto. Ruto working with Raila gave him a wonderful opportunity, an opportunity to have things right. If he squanders this opportunity, then he'll be in for a very good shock. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Any person watching us outside Kenya, drop a comment, let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. If possible, subscribe, give the video a like. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya.